Assalamualaikum and good morning. We are from class KBA 2424A and we are going to discuss about wakaf. And here is our group members. The first one is Nurnazhifa Binti Zubir. The second one is Siti Binti Zainudin. The third one is Fatin Fitriyah Binti Zakaria, and the last one is Nurfaidzah Binti Khordin.
Al-Waqf generally related to the religion and economic system of Islamic society, which play a big role since the early of Islamic civilization history. This Islamic institution was well spread and was accepted as one of a sort to build a human society, especially to provide the basic need and functioning as the system supported, as well as free infrastructure. Definition of waqf in literally, waqf came from Arabic word which mean make endowment of the land and give it to the needy. It is a religious endowment recognized by Sharia as religious, pious or charitable donation. Waqf also means make endowment of houses and keep it gain in the way of God. By this, we can understand that waqf or endowment is to preserve or upkeep the original wealth, whether the land or house, and give its profit to the needy. Al-Waqf from four Islamic eminent scholars' view. First, Al-Hanafi. Al-Waqf can give the kindliness for comrades in this world and will be rewarded by Allah for the good deeds in the day of resurrection. Al-Maliki said Al-Waqf is an affair that suggested by Islam or Sunnah. Al-Shafi'i said keep the benefit of certain wealth and give its benefit to the needy or people who deserve it. It is also an affair that suggested by Islam. And the last one is Hanbali. Al-Waqf is an affair that suggested by Islam and can make us nearer to Allah. By this, we can understand that all four eminent scholars have the same consensus that Al-Waqf is an affair that is suggested by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Next, we move to the Al-Waqf in the light of Al-Quran and Al-Hadith. As we all know, Islam is the religion of welfare, kindliness and barakah, and always finding the best way to serve the Ummah in achieving peace, calmness and good condition. Among the kindliness that mentioned is Al-Waqf. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned indirectly about it in Surah Ali Imran, verse 92, which means you couldn't achieve the kindliness until you give away what you love most. While translating this verse by Al-Sheikh Ali Al-Sabuni said, this verse means you will not become a pious person and will not enter paradise unless you spend your most precious possession or part from your wealth. Next, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala also say in Al-Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 267, which means, oh believers, spend the best thing from what you had obtained from what we had given out to you from the earth. While translating this verse by Al-Sheikh Ali Al-Sabuni, this verse means spend the lawful portion from your wealth that you had obtained and from the best thing that we had given out to you from seed and fruit. By this, we can understand that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala command us to spend the lawful portion and the best thing from our wealth that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala had given out to us, whether it is from seed or fruit. Next, Al-Hadith. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as narrated by Al-Bukhari and Muslim, which mean when the son of the Prophet Adam alayhi salam passed away, his good deed will be cut off, except for three things. The first, the endless charity or sadaqah jariyah. Second, the knowledge which benefit the pupil. And the last one, the good son who always pray to both his father and mother. The Prophet Muhammad SAW also said about the Al-Waqf, which narrated by Imam Al-Bukhari through the saying of Caliph Omar radhiyallahu anhu, sounded, O Prophet, I got wealth that I never got it before, and I want to be closer to Allah through it. After that, the Prophet Muhammad SAW answered, you try to keep the origin wealth and making charity, or by giving it to the needy people. Then the Caliph Omar radhiyallahu anhu donate his land which he got from the Battle of Khaybar, and the land cannot be sold even to be bought as well as to inherit it. By this, we can understand that the al-waqf or endowment is a form of an endless charity or sadaqah jariyah which continually give out benefit to the people even after the death of the original owner.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Zainudin and I'm going to explain about application of wakaf. There is two types of application of wakaf, which is the first one is hybrid of wakalah and wakaf model. The second one is hybrid of mudharabah and wakaf model. For the hybrid of wakalah and wakaf model, it was first introduced by Sheikh Muhammad Taqi Usmani, who is Sharia scholar from Pakistan. The concept of hybrid of wakalah and wakaf model was to accumulate the wealth that can be used for donation. When the participant or shareholder, who is the main contributor in this concept, will lose their right as the owner. The shareholder will appoint an operator that will manage the fund, and the concept between the shareholder and participants and the operator will be based on wakalah contracts. Okay, in this slide, we're going to talk about hybrid of mudharabah and wakaf model. It was designed for those who wants to donate regularly. It allowed the participants to accumulate a considerable amount to donate in a period of time. There are legal age which is from the 18 years old until the 75 years old. Okay, there are two main accounts in this concept, which is the participants account and the participants special account. For the participants account, the participants will provide the fund itself, whereby the money or the fund will be used for the savings and investment. If the participants wish to withdraw from the scheme, he or she will get their money returned. For the participants special account, the participants will contribute its generated profit, usually 1% from the profit, into this account. This account with the intention to commemorate the brotherhood and the cooperation among the participants. When there is event of death among the participants, the fund from the participant special account will be used. However, the fund will be used was not from the dead member, it is from the other living participants.
Assalamualaikum, I am Fatin and Fitriyah, and right now I will be talking about the issue of wakaf in Malaysia. A crucial component in the growth of wakaf in Malaysia is governance. It promotes public confidence in wakaf institution and can serve as a platform for broader societal involvement in wakaf programs. Wakaf institution governance, however, is plagued by a number of important problems that can be categorized into the following categories. The first issue that we have found is the lack of independence between the trustee and the manager of the wakaf asset. All phases of wakaf are currently managed by a division inside the State Religious Council called Majlis Agama Islam. Given that the Majlis Agama Islam serve as both the only trustee and manager of the wakaf asset, this system presents a conflict of interest because it serves as a check and balance on the wakaf management. Independence is a crucial component of its governance. The second is lack of accountability by the trustee. Each state wakaf law specifies the Majlis Agama Islam responsibility as the wakaf only trustee. The Majlis Agama Islam authority and duty that described in this legislation, however, it does not cover the trustee liability for any management errors. The trustee liability has a significant role in dictating how the wakaf is managed and how its members behave. So the next is lack of competency of the wakaf manager. Specific expertise in asset management, real estate, and finance are needed for wakaf management. The wakaf manager have background in religious studies since the wakaf is controlled by the Majlis Agama Islam. The economic returns on the wakaf asset may not perform as expected due to this lack of expertise. Also, the issue that we find out is lack of transparency and disclosure by the wakaf institution. The contributors are not given access to the financial statement or information on the performance of the Waqaf asset. Contributors will not be able to check to see how the Waqaf assets are being used. The public will not have faith and trust in the Waqaf asset used if the administration of such assets was transparent.
Next issue is insufficient of manpower. The state religious authorities also face the problem of insufficient qualified manpower, especially in the technical and enforcement division. For example, staffing is a major problem faced by the General Resources Unit of the Baitul Mal divisions of Jawi. The unit, in addition to handling waqf matter, is also responsible for handling matters pertaining to faraid, sadaqah jariyah, laqatah, lost and found, kifarah, and fidyah. One full-time official and two assistants who are not permanent employees of the department but instead employed on a 2 years contract basis undertake all these duties. Employee contracts are often extended, but they may not necessarily remain in the same division or unit, resulting in the absence of continuity and specialization as well as the benefit that come with it. The state religious authorities' inability to secure additional human resources and their reliance on contract employees is a result of them not being able to justify their need for permanent employees to the public services department. This is by far the most serious of the problems as it leads to the other issues. The state religious authorities do not seem to put enough importance on managing waqf properties as earlier shown, where waqf matters are often handled by a solitary official who is also entrusted with other responsibilities of the Baitul Mal unit. As a result, many waqf properties are neglected, misused and abused, leading to problems such as illegal tenant, slow rate of transfer of ownership titles, and properties remaining undeveloped.
The next issue is abandoned and undeveloped waqf land. There are various problems that arise to develop waqf land. The society and the country are negatively impacted by this problem. Legislation is one of the reasons waqf land is not developed. The inconsistency of waqf law between states create differences in understanding, interpretation, fatwa issuance, procedures, and law. Difference in interpretation and understanding in certain aspects of waqf will hinder waqf property development activities. The next factor is location. Most of the waqf land in urban areas are located in less strategic location and has no potential to be developed, while waqf land in rural areas not used optimally because there is no demand for development. There is also waqf land located in the area active development but cannot be developed due to zero constraint. Physical features should also be taken into account. In addition to location factors, soil physical factors are also an obstacle, but if enough funding is available, these physical obstacles can be more easily overcome. Physical issues are significantly impacted by capability factors among the parties involved. In addition to these physical problems, there are also problems in terms of small lot size and scattered placement. The problem with ownership registration, which prevents the development of land waqf, is also significant. It will be more difficult to develop the land if there is no clear mechanism of surrendering the trust, which is the holder of legal ownership. This is because of every step development requires the permission of the landowner, and without its ownership, valid application to develop a single end will not be approved. Therefore, it is not surprising if still there are many more waqf land that are not developed because they are not included in the list of waqf land records available on behalf of the religious council. Therefore, all the above factors need to be given attention so that the problem of idle waqf land can be resolved.
To summarize, the concept of waqf is pertinent for nowadays contract, especially for the takaful contract. The application of waqf on the takaful contract will be able to assist Muslims all around the world to accumulate the wealth to donate for the goodness. The accumulated wealth will be managed by the expert in order to reach those who need it. there are issues related to the wakaf. Nevertheless, the issue will be overcome and will be improvised for the betterment of Ummah. Thank you.